Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's super exciting video, I'm gonna compare Bianco Latte by Giardini Toscana to Escapade Gourmande by Maison Mataha. I've been dying to smell these two for so long, and now that I've finally tested both, I've worn them both, I got familiar with both, I can finally compare because when I was just browsing the internet, I'm trying to kind of understand which one I would prefer more because they're both pretty expensive and they both sound delicious. I wasn't really sure what I'm getting with each one, and I know everybody smells perfume super differently, so this is going to be specifically personally what I get from this, but hopefully a lot of you have a similar taste to me, so this will be helpful. So yeah, let's just get started. Also, I'm not going to tell you which one I prefer, but I definitely have my favorite. I have one that I immediately need the full size of, and I have one that I'm okay not having the full size, but I'm gonna only expose and let you know what it is at the very end of the video because I don't want to give like a biased review or anything like that. I just want to be very clear about what I'm smelling, what I'm getting, and the performance and all that. So let's get started. Bianco Latte. I made a full video for Bianco Latte, so if you want like more like a first impression slash more detail, because it was a full dedicated video, you can go watch that one. But Bianco Latte, from what I've seen online described to me and all that, I was imagining something super like lactonic and sweet and creamy and condensed. And I don't know why, but I don't get anything creamy about Bianco Latte, but it's delicious. It smells like a baked good, like it smells like a bakery. It smells like cookies that are being baked in the oven like right now. Like you can definitely tell that this is a warm scent. It gives you those warm, cozy feelings inside because it also has a lot of spiciness. So this is what kind of also surprised me about Bianco Latte, how spicy it is. When you first spray it out, I always have to sneeze because of that spiciness in the beginning. I don't know if it's the coumarin or if it's the honey, but it's very spicy, and the spiciness stays throughout the perfume, throughout the entire wear. It's pretty linear, so it just stays there. It doesn't make you sneeze anymore, but it's a spicy scent. So imagine spiced cookies with like a ton of cinnamon and nutmeg. You know how you can tell that something is spiced? It has that warm, cozy, spicy feeling. That's what it has. So to me, it's not lactonic at all. It's pretty like dry cookies with a ton of spice. That's what I'm getting the most. But also I'm getting a ton of honey and I'm getting a ton of caramel. And the caramel I'm getting, again, is not a creamy caramel. It's a very condensed, thick, brown caramel, like the thickest you can think of. And the scent is very unique. Like I smelled so many sweet dessert type perfumes, and usually when you smell those, you can tell that it's a perfume because it has other notes that you can find in perfumery. I don't know, like musk or some kind of flowers or some kind of woodiness, but this one is just straight up food, but it's very well done. Very nice like composition, very nice deepness. It's very intriguing. It fills in the entire room. The first time I wore Bianco Latte, my parents actually came over to our house for dinner. And as soon as they walked in the door, I was in the kitchen. But my dad immediately said, "Oh, were you baking something?" And then after I told him about my new perfume and I showed it to him, he said, "Oh, that's what I was smelling when I walked in the door." So that was kind of crazy because I kept hearing of people saying how this is a compliment magnet and people come up to you and ask you what you're wearing. It's true. I think it's because the sillage is insane. I think the sillage smells even better than when you smell it like up close, because the sillage is where the magic happens. It has that very, again, interesting spiced kind of feeling, and I think that's very unique. Like that's the most unique thing about the scent. But I want to emphasize, I don't think it's lactonic. So if I think about cookies with a thick caramel layer on top of them and a ton of cinnamon and nutmeg in them, I don't imagine dipping them in milk. Like this is not what this is giving. It's just that condensed caramel as a frosting, but there's nothing creamy or lactonic about this at all. At least to me, I don't get that at all. So that's a great one. I also think it's cheaper. I hope I already put the prices up, but if not, I'll put them right now. This is in USD. Escapade Gourmande is definitely more expensive, but the price is just part of marketing, right? So even though this one is cheaper, it's stronger, and I'd say it's way more projecting and it lasts way longer than Escapade Gourmande. Okay, so now moving on to Escapade Gourmande. Escapade Gourmande to me smells like very sugary, almost powder sugar, very cozy, relaxing, and it's musky. So completely opposite from Bianco Latte. That one is like in your face, projection, baked goods, smelling like cookies, yes. This one is a lot more cozy. It's a lot more closer to your skin. It has some muskiness to it. It starts off very sweet and sugary and it has a little bit of that caramel. But as it dries down, it becomes more and more musky and almost like, smells like a warm hug. It's not a strong projector. It's not loud. It doesn't have that spiciness. It doesn't have that sillage. It's just a very, very soft scent in my opinion. And it's one you just want to wear and you're going to be the one to smell it. I also think it's a little bit ambery, so I am getting that familiar feeling with perfumes that I already own, whereas Bianco Latte is a perfume that really does not smell like anything I have. Nothing. It's way more unique, whereas Escapade Gourmande is more like that familiar benzoin musk tonka bean scent, but I love it. I think it is unique. I think it has a place, but in terms of perfumery, Escapade Gourmande is definitely a perfume that is more commonly found. You're not gonna smell it and think, oh my God, I've never smelled something like this before. This is the most unique DNA ever. Whereas Bianco Latte, you will probably get that reaction if you haven't smelled too many perfumes. I don't know. I've never smelled that like spicy cookie combination ever, but Escapade Gourmande is a delicious, sugary, vanilla, sweet, musky scent. Honestly, Escapade Gourmande smells like a cloud, like a sugary cloud. You just want to lie there and enjoy the sweet in the air and just eat something and drink some coffee and cuddle up. That's how Escapade Gourmande smells like to me. It's a smell I want to smell all the time. If that makes sense, like I want to wake up and smell this everywhere. It would be so nice because it puts me in such a good mood. I kept hearing people say how it smells like a creme brulee, that top creme brulee layer that is a little bit burnt. And that was kind of throwing me off because I don't really enjoy smoky types of scents. Even if it's a little bit smoky, I usually don't really gravitate towards them, even though they're a little bit growing on me, but usually I'm not a big fan. I'm happy to report I don't detect a lot of anything smoky or burnt. I don't think that it smells like that layer of the creme brulee. From afar, they are a little bit similar, but if you really, really smell them, you just cannot miss the spiciness in Bianco Latte. You just cannot miss that. It's so in your face, it's so strong. And then the way it blends with your body chemistry will really matter in terms of how this perfume smells to others. And then Escapade Gourmande, I think the only people that are going to be able to smell you are people who come really close to you. So don't really count on like a sillage, it's a softer type of scent. But I think it's beautiful because even when you're trying to make like a soft vanilla scent, all of them to me smell very, very, very artificial most of the time. And Escapade Gourmande somehow doesn't do that. I think it also smells very differently on paper versus on skin. And that was my experience. On paper, it kind of reminded me more of Bianco Latte, but when we're on my skin, I think the benzoin and the musk really warm to your chemistry, and then that's how it becomes like that warm and cozy, because it didn't really smell warm and cozy when I smelled it from the paper. And then the question, do you need both? Again, if you are looking for a scent that is super strong, projecting, lasts all day, I don't think you need Escapade Gourmande because it's a lot softer. So if you ask me which one to get, I'd say, are you looking for something soft and cozy and warm, or something more loud? If you're looking for something very loud and in your face and if you want to stand out, get Bianco Latte. You're not going to regret it. But if you don't tend to love those types of scents, get Escapade Gourmande. And then if you think about perfumes that you enjoy, imagine very thick caramel, like condensed caramel with a ton of spices. That'll be Bianco Latte. Whereas here, there's just powdered sugar. So you can definitely tell the difference between powdered sugar and caramel, right? Like they smell completely different. And I definitely prefer sugary things because it has that powdered sugar vibe, but also has that musk. I feel like it's a lot more airy and fluffy, whereas Bianco Latte is super condensed and like in your face, and it's not airy in my opinion at all. It's pretty sharp actually. Escapade Gourmande is very fluffy and airy. So again, it's just a matter of preference. To me, personally, I much prefer Escapade Gourmande, like times 100, because Bianco Latte, I find that if I wear this for over 2 hours, I get nauseous because it's very, very strong. And I don't like honey, and the more it sits, the more I get the honey, and I'm just over it because I don't like honey at all. It's very strong. Like even if I wear this just underneath my clothes, I'm still gonna smell it and it's still gonna give me a headache, which is not ideal. Whereas Escapade Gourmande, I can just smell all day. It doesn't bother me. I want everything around me to smell like this. I think the muskiness and the benzoin here make it maybe a touch more perfumey, which you will find in other perfumes. But that's what I like. I don't necessarily love to smell like straight up food, so maybe that's why I prefer Escapade Gourmande. I do wish maybe that it was a little bit more projecting, but I don't really mind it. I only had a sample, so maybe if I had the full bottle, I could just overspray and then people would probably smell me, but I don't really care about that. I just want to smell myself. And this is overall just softer, creamier, cozier, everything I like in a perfume. And this is loud, spicy, honey, things I don't really usually enjoy in a perfume. I'm definitely an Escapade Gourmande girl, and I think everybody who tried both will have like a strong preference for one over the other. Like I'm sure. So let me know which one you prefer. If you're an Escapade Gourmande girl like me, we have the same taste. and it's definitely going on my perfume, on my full bottle wish list. But the thing is, it's so expensive, and I honestly, as much as I love this, I doubt I'm gonna spend that hefty amount for a bottle, because even though I love this, it's amazing. It's a 10 out of 10. I'm not sure it's worth the money. So I'll just try to get a decant or like a partial on Facebook Marketplace or like one of the Facebook groups and hopefully find something. But that's just me. If you want to spend it, because the bottle is so gorgeous. I just need justification, like maybe like a special occasion or something, but as of right now, I'm probably not gonna get it, even though I want to. And yeah, I really hope this was helpful and not like all over the place, but I think the differences are pretty notable. And if you smelled one, maybe with how I explained it, you can also kind of imagine the other. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.